Okay, looks like I'm live. So, let me go to my channel so that I can see you guys. So I guess with the new upgrade, it drains the battery a lot faster. So I'm gonna have to figure this out, but it'll hold me down for now until I can actually upgrade the whole situation altogether. I'll just have to make do. It's the wrong one. Let's go to live streams. Alrighty. Keep on my control room. Hopefully, whoever was watching me before, it gave you a chance to go get something to drink and everything else. And we'll be good to go. Let me go back to my watch page so I can see who is here. Hey, Brandy. You're watching TV? Yo, you're watching on the TV? Oh, you're lucky. So I'm just going to give people a chance to kind of come in. I didn't get, obviously my phone didn't charge all the way through and through. Right now it's like at a 40 something %, but hopefully it'll hold off and at least keep me going until I can finish this dress. I got the last little pieces here. So I'm going to commence what I was doing before and keep this going and cooking. Oh boy, busy bee. Haha, busy bee. So let me keep this going. Okay, so where was I? So it's right here. Let me just trim off some of this excess paper. The good thing is that my pieces are dry. All the glue's dry by now. All the pieces are dry by now, so hopefully people won't miss too much and they will come and check it out once they see that I'm back on. I tried updating it. Hold on, let me just mute this video. I tried updating it. Updating what was I talking about? I lost my complete train of thought. Oh yeah, I updated the time to 8:30 because I noticed by when it was like 7:55, it was still like at 20 something %, and I was like, okay, that's not gonna be enough juice. But hopefully it'll be a little bit better now. And then I can commence the rest of the work. I'm glad I caught it quick because I probably would have kept going, but I noticed that it was spinning. So once I noticed it was spinning and I saw everybody was like buffering, I knew. I was like, uh-oh, the phone might have died. I guess because it's a higher Android, it requires more battery. So, because I guess the apps and the programs and everything is a little bit bigger now. But I'll deal with this for now until I can actually upgrade my whole system altogether. I'm trying to see if I actually buy. I'm trying to find like a good action camera or something like that that'll that I can plug into my laptop that I can use as a cam. Because I know the action cams sometimes are not too expensive, and I've seen some videos where people actually make them work. But I just have to make sure that I don't need anything extra in order to do that. Sometimes you have to buy like extra cables and stuff. So let's see here. So now what I'm gonna do is, so now this, and then as I cinch it, it'll actually pop out more and actually be a little bit more dimensional that way. And then I went ahead and I measured how high I wanted this. you know, how high I wanted it to be on the back, and I kind of I'm choosing it to be like this length, so I already kind of traced it out and just where I'm gonna cut at. And I got my glue gun heating up. And I don't know, I guess people didn't get the notice. This thing is finicky that way, but it's alright. It'll be here. It's a shame that my phone is not cooperating, or it's not working like it's intended to work, you know, with the battery life. But I'm gonna look to see if I find a different ROM that's maybe it actually states something like a good battery life or something like that. Or I don't know. I don't know what I'm gonna do. Maybe I can just buy an additional battery. I gotta see how much that costs, and then just keep a battery charged up and have it as a backup. So if I end up kind of losing you guys, then I could just switch batteries and then put the other one to charge. See how that goes. I have to figure that out. So I'm gonna go ahead and add my last strip of paper to the skirt, and then I'll be able to unify them. So I'm gonna add the last little piece right here. And I actually did cut enough strips. I found them tucked under my little black mat here. So when I went to go cut more, and I pulled these little pieces out that I thought were just little pieces more right. Okay. So now I'm gonna add the last little glue, and it's up in this. Hold to the desk, I should say, not table. Can't hold it flush to the desk, so this is probably the hardest to do, but it shouldn't be too bad. Making sure I have enough glue in there. I see it's buffering. It's probably buffering because I don't have it. How long does it take to start to finish? Usually it'll take me about maybe 4 hours. So I usually last live 3 hours. So an extra hour to get it finished up. Just looking at my phone. This doesn't have. It just has like this little spinner thing that tells me that what the battery is. But since I have it plugged in, it's not telling me how long. Checking on my phone. It doesn't tell me how long, so I'm gonna see how this is gonna all kind of pan out, and then this is gonna kind of be not like that, but this is kind of gonna go like this, and it's nice and wide. And I'm gonna cut this piece out so that I can attach this backing to this dress. I might just leave it on because actually I think this might help me to secure this part. So it'll be something like that. It'll be something similar to what this one is. So I might actually just leave that there, to be honest with you guys. I might just leave that there. To add everything, if you want to add everything to it, yeah, because you gotta understand that the process of cutting all these little intricate pieces and scoring and folding, that literally takes up most of your time, and that's a problem there. So let me go. I'm gonna start adding some of my beading to this skirt before I put on that. Before I start putting that on. Hopefully my glue gun is nice and warm. Let me get some glue sticks so that I have them here. Depending on how big the dress, then it's gonna take a little bit longer. So far for everything that I did, I think I was on live for like an hour and a half. But also taking into consideration the fact that I did pre-cut a lot of the pieces. So I started cutting the pieces out. I want to say around 5 and some change. So I did most of it took me like a good maybe half hour, 45 minutes to cut up all the different pieces. But I'm a little slow when it comes to cutting these things out, so that can also be a factor. I really dislike using this glue, or any glue gun for that matter, because I don't like it showing through. And this will do that. I'm gonna add that one there because the skirt is gonna come over that, so that little piece right there is gonna actually be showing through. So this is gonna actually be showing through. So I'm gonna add most of the beading to this, right in all the different little seams. Come on. So you have to be careful. Yeah, it takes a while. But again, you know, it all depends on how intricate you want to make it. That's really the deciding factor on how long it's going to take you. Depends how much stuff you want to add to it. And you can make this dress smaller. It's just, it takes this long for this size. But you can actually make it smaller if you want. You just have to shrink your image when you go print it. Just make sure you shrink all the images, all the pages, you know, to the images the same way. And then you should be able to make it smaller, therefore cutting your time by a lot. This is kind of like why I was kind of upset when I did the other one, because I didn't really get to, you know, go all out. I didn't really get to do much. I just cut pieces out and put them together, and it wasn't up to par with what I expected. I just hope my camera hangs in there. Yeah, Brandy, I don't think anybody knows that I'm live. I don't think anybody knows that I'm live. That's crazy. That's crazy. Crazy sauce right there. I don't think this thing is notifying people properly. I don't know. Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Let's see, where was I? Right in here. And you have to work so quickly with this hot glue. But it'll cover up all the little seams, and you can add lace or anything else that you want for that matter. You know what would be cool to do, like a mermaid theme dress? That probably would be hard, but it might be cool. Give her like a fishtail kind of look. See. So I have a few more to go with this, and then I'm gonna decorate all the pieces and then kind of glue them all together. I think that'll probably be my best course of action. I'm gonna have to use that as the back. Okay. And two more. But it does look very pretty to put like in an armoire or just about anywhere that you want to have a little bit of elegance. It would be cool if YouTube had like a way of sending out, like resending out a notification. But it doesn't. Maybe they thought I wasn't gonna go live because I didn't come back on at 8. Hey Janet. So I'm done with the beading and I put the dress together. So far so good. I don't think I'm gonna add any lace to this. I was thinking about it, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some beading to this right here. So these little edges here, as opposed to adding the trim. And I think I'll leave the trim to add it to the shirt and stuff like that, to the collar area. I am ever so gentle when I am working with these with the hot glue and the beads, because it's so easy to like mess this up. And I really want this to look pretty. No, now I just embellish. All the technical stuff is done. The cutting and the cutting, the scoring, and the gluing back together, that's as technical as this gets. The rest is just embellishing and you know, doing the final attaching, you know, one thing to the other, you know, one piece to the next piece, and then that's about it. So right now this is just the embellishment process of actually, you know, bringing it to life. Bringing it all to life. Does anybody know if it's true that if you put your glue sticks in the freezer, you won't get those long strips of glue when does anybody know if that's actually true? I've been tempted to put my sticks in the freezer, but I don't know if that's a fact or if I'm gonna actually make my situation worse. All the little frillies coming out. Can you stuff it like the friendship umbrella? I'm gonna say no, because the opening of the shirt is a little it's a little narrow. But what you can use it for, if you want to use it for like a holder of, let's say, wands, you might be able to use it for that, because it does have that very long body. So maybe you could use it for like wands or things like that that are, you know, they have the little stick, like little popsicle stick style of things. You might be able to use it to hold that, but you will probably have to close off the bottom. But maybe you don't even have to close off the bottom. You might even be able to leave the bottom open. But that might be something you can use it for, is to hold wands. Hey Liz. So I'm almost done with this part here, and I'm just making sure that it's nice and dry before I even move it. It stuck to my finger. Your connection is bad. How is it for everybody else? Is everybody? Am I buffering? Because my phone is charged, but it's not at 100. It's charging as I'm using it. It's buffering. Hey, Maida. That part looked like it's a hand fan. It do, right? I was saying that you can kind of use it for that. To kind of use it like a fan. Or maybe for like butterfly wings or like a bird or something. I'm thinking I want to leave this. Let's see. So I want to double this end up. Yeah, I'm going to double this end up. And then I think I'll be able to double that end up too. Okay. So I'm going to double this end up over here so that I can kind of put the end down here somewhere. because I have the little extra tab and I know I'm not going to be using it to attach it to anything. So I'm just going to run the same line of the bead, just kind of looping it over and just running it down and just kind of giving it like that broad look like that. Let's see. So I'll have to do the same thing to this side. Thanks, Mayra. So hopefully my phone will last. Like I was saying earlier, I think what happened is that because I upgraded my phone, this phone is not designed for a higher Android, but I forced it. So I think because I forced a bigger program into it, now it requires more processing. So it dies out my battery a lot faster. It kills it out a lot quicker. So I might have to do like double streaming when I do go streaming. Like I'll have a part 1 and a part 2 depending on what I'm doing, while I either fix the situation or I don't know. Because I do like it does stream a lot better than it was streaming before, so I'm happy on that end. I'm just not happy on everything else. But I'll take it for now. I'll take it for now. You didn't finish earlier. I couldn't watch. No, I didn't get to finish because my phone died. My phone died, I think an hour and a half into the stream. So that was no bueno. So I was going to cut this piece off to make it shorter, but what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to extend it up. So I'm going to glue it up from a little bit higher. I'm going to glue it up from a little bit higher. And then I'll just stick the bodice on this end here so that at least I can glue this onto the bodice itself. And then that will, I'll cover that part up, but it'll be something along the lines of something like this. Just making sure that stayed on there. I'm like, no, don't pop that bead off. So that's gonna be that. And I added the extra piece of skirt. So it says 8 on the template, but I did 9 pieces just to make it a little bit wider in the bottom. Now I just have to make sure that it'll go in. So that'll be that. And then I'm going to attach these pieces on there, and then I'll probably add some beading to this as well. This I'm going to hot glue into place, and then I'll probably add some beading to cover up most of the stuff that is showing. And then I'll probably add some lace. You know what, let me add the lace trim to that now while I have you guys going. You didn't finish already? I can watch out. Yes, just. So let's see here, what can I use? Maybe some of this. No. Maybe some of this. I don't really like how that looks. Not really feeling that. This is gold. I don't have any gold on here. I also don't have whites. Everything is off-white. Huh? Okay. Bye, Claudia. Well, thanks for popping back in. It's in there, Mayra. Trust me. If I find the link, I have to go dig it in the blog. If I find the link, I'll post them. so that you can, I'll post them, because it's in the blog. Hit the blog, and then you kind of have to go through the different pages. You have to scroll to the bottom and then hit next page, and then just look through them and hit next page. And I know it's like from the fifth page up or something like that. She has them like throughout the whole thing, because I guess this is something that she's been doing for quite some time. But if anything, you could email me and I'll send you like all the, you know, the links to the posts, and that way you can have them all there, to at least the ones that I find quick, because it's a pretty big blog. It has a lot of pages. So let's see. I was gonna do that, but I don't think I like the way that looks. So I think I'm trying to see like what's gonna look best, because it's pleated out. I don't really like how it's looking with it being pleated out. So I'm just gonna glue them on, and then I'll see how I embellish it. Maybe I'll add something to them or something, I don't know. So let me go ahead and start gluing this on. Let's see here. Let me flatten this out. Where is this? I'm gonna flatten out, I'm gonna flatten this out. You might want to do this before you go putting beads on it, because you don't want to mess up your bead work, if you end up, you know, adding beads to your stuff. So you might want to do that beforehand. I'm gonna cut this excess trim that I have here off this paper. And this is just preference. You don't have to do this if you don't want to. But I just felt like it was popping out a little too much. This one's not too bad, but it's down here just to clean it up a little bit. Just didn't want all that paper sticking out. And then I'm gonna go ahead and add my glue here, and then stick this on to this skirt. And I'm doing that with some hot glue gun, with some hot glue, and just trying to pick a side that looks nice for the front, and then kind of holding that in there until it all dries up. Just holding that in place so it dries up. I saw a million things, but not one dries up. Yes. Yeah, I'll get you the links, Mida. So that you can have them and use them up. Play with them. So I'm making sure that these are stuck in place. Just adding more glue wherever it needs it, so everything's stuck well. Now this is more me. Mara, do you have my Instagram? Yes, she does. Alright, so I think this is pretty good for the most part. I'm going to let this finish drying, and I'm going to work on this shirt area here. That's pretty much going to get cinched. This is going to get cinched more in. Once I add this to the top of it, it's going to definitely cinch that in more. because I added that extra piece of skirt, it's a little bit wider, but I think it'll give me more support. Oh, that's gonna look beautiful. It gives me more support for this piece here, so it's not so flimsy, because it's not the easiest thing to attach on its own. So I want to add some of this here, so I'm just gonna measure this out and just see how much of this I'm gonna need. So probably like about 3. So let me cut out 4 so that I have 4 complete ones. Cut this little half out. And let's get the gluing. How do I want to do this? From the outside? Yeah, from the outside is better than from the inside. It's easier. Just attaching this little bit, itty bitty lace pieces to this. And perfect. And then let's see, 1, 2, 3. That's how much I used for that one. So it should be about the same for this one. Just putting this along the edges and ever so gently attaching my pieces. And I was gonna do a collar on it, but I think I'm just gonna beat it out. Or I might use a piece of lace, some of this ruffle trim as kind of, it's getting stuck to my finger. But I need it to get stuck to the paper. Alright, so that'll work. Okay, so that'll work. And then let me add some beading on this. Let's see. Alright, so that's pretty much on. As good as it's gonna get. It's alright. It'll do. Okay, Janet, thanks for stopping by, darling. Alright, so let's see. So that part of it is done. And then I'm thinking I could add some of this ruffle trim right on this edge here. And let's see how I do this. By the time that I get the glue off of my fingers, it done dried already. So, let's see. So, getting that there. Tucking that away in there. Okay, so that'll work for a collar for now. Let's see here. She said she was yeah, one of them. Yes, Brandy. That's where I got, I think the country one. I got that one off of her Facebook page. Well, off of the link that she's got on the Facebook, because you just go to it and you can print right from there. So, just trying to add this trim in here. Ow. This glue is caliente. And we're almost done. Let me just trim what I don't think I'm going to need so that I'm not holding this whole thing there. And add the last of this glue. It's always easier to do these things beforehand than it is to do it after. So FYI, you might want to add, decorate your pieces before you assemble your dress, before you actually start gluing things in and gluing things down. It'll make life a whole heck of a lot easier. Come on. Don't get lost on me. Little trim, don't get lost on me. Alright, so this trim is trying to get lost on me, but I got it back out. And I have to glue this again. It's just not trying to stick. So, tuck you back in. There we go. So yeah, you guys see how I'm struggling. Do this beforehand. Do this part beforehand, and then you'll be fine. Alright, so she's got her little collar now. Her collar's not so dang naked. I might as well onto it as well. And this is why I tell you, this is what prolongs the process. Because once you start adding things to these dresses, it's like, what? You don't know when to stop. You just want to keep going and going and going. And the reality is that the possibilities of your design are endless. So let's see. And then this one. Okay. So I kind of like that. Maybe I can add something to that there. Give her like a little little necklace, or make it look like she's got like a little necklace or something hanging from there. Maybe I'll find a little trinket to add into that. But this part is done. So this is the shirt area and how I pretty much embellish that. And then this is the back. And remember, you guys can always make your own patterns with stamps, you know, stamping your paper before you cut it, like stamp a whole sheet out, you know, spray it, whatever you want to do with it, paint it, whatever you want to do with it, and then do your template, you know, trace out your template in your pieces, and then you can make your dress, you know, based on that as well. So you have that option. All right, so I'm going to put this in. I'm going to put this in first, and then I'm going to glue it in place. So I'm just kind of holding it in together and squeeze a little bit, kind of get the bust on it. So I'm not pulling. My thing is straight. That's my biggest thing, is making sure that this dress is straight. So once I see that it's straight, then I'm gonna go in with a little bit of hot glue and just kind of keep it straight. Make sure that you are aligned with the center of your dress. And I added a little bit of glue in the back first to get that to at least hold it, so that I can go finishing off adding the glue in other areas. So once that's on, that's on. Okay. Gonna add a little bit of glue right here. My beading started coming off. Push my beading out of place. Doing one spot at a time. You would wear it? Mike, are you funny? She said she would wear that dress. I might have to go back into this beading with some glue, because I popped it off on the side because I stuck the corner of the shirt into it like a bubble head. So let's see. So I kind of popped this beading off somewhat, but that's fine. Just adding glue to different places on it so that everything kind of adheres properly. Just making it a little bit different than what they have it on theirs. And I still have these two pieces to add, which I'm going to be adding this to the side. Right now I'm just holding this together and making sure that everything is everything. Just holding it while it dries a little bit. Now, using that little flap that I made longer, I'm actually using that flap to glue her front into place. So I'm gluing this little flap onto the scarf.